Being Sunday, you might head off to church, whatever your church is, or you might just take some quiet time with family or friends, or just quiet time on your own. But as you do, it's worth thinking on this day, Sunday, what is it that I believe in? What is it that I believe in, that I profess to believe in, that drives me in my life? This is Roger from the MSC Mission Office, and you're with Mission Alive. Our readings today go to this basics of belief. In the Old Testament, it speaks of you must not molest the stranger or oppress him. And then it goes to any poor man among you. And then it goes to widows and orphans, that we are to care for them. And then in the second reading, tells us Paul praises the people and says how you broke with idolatry when you converted to God, became servants of the real living God. So the living God, and then of course in the gospel speaks of the commandment of love, and recalls those opposed to Jesus asked him, what is the greatest commandment? Because it's another trick question for Jesus. And he goes right back to the basics of Israel, to love the Lord your God and love your neighbour as yourself. And then later Jesus gave us the commandment, the only commandment that he gave us was to love one another. As we examine our lives and say, what do I believe in? Do I believe in Jesus Christ? So then we examine ourselves and say, well, if I believe in Jesus Christ, do I follow him and what he said and what he commanded? As I said, his only commandment to us was love one another as I have loved you. And go into the whole world and proclaim the good news was something else he said. Now, loving one another. The mission office shows our love for others by the projects that we do overseas. And you know them well. It's water, youth, health, environment, and support of the formation of new priests, young priests. And then to proclaim the good news everywhere, mission office, we would say, well, if you have clean water, that's good news. If you have education and training and health and a good environment, then that's all good news. And if you have good, healthy young priests who are well trained and well formed for their work to go out and work for their people, that's good news. And so you can help us in that work of loving one another, our sisters and brothers overseas, by supporting our works. And then we can continue the works. And you can proclaim the good news to others, again, through participating in our projects, through your support and your donations. These are very important, and we do need all the support we can get because our funding is going down. Every time we have a meeting, we have to reject some projects. And just in the last couple of days, I've spoken to our men overseas, and they're wondering about the rejected projects. And we said, well, we haven't got the money. We haven't got the funds. So we have to reject them. So in the future, maybe don't send in so many projects. Select your projects very well. So this Sunday, the commandment of love. Love your neighbour as yourself. Our neighbours are the ones that are right next door to us. The neighbours are down the street and around the corner. And our neighbours are overseas in places where people need our help. And in that we proclaim the good news. So this is Mission Alive. The mission is truly alive, and we are all part of the mission. So thank you very much for being with us.